Torrential rains have swept across large parts of eastern Spain over the past several days, bringing widespread flooding and chaos. The weather system associated with Storm Alice unleashed unrelenting downpours that battered coastal regions and inland valleys alike. Communities stretching from Catalonia down through Valencia and Murcia have been severely affected by rising waters. Spain's National Meteorological Agency, AEMET, has issued red and orange alerts for these regions, warning of continued risk. In Catalonia, flash floods caught many motorists by surprise, trapping cars in deep, fast-moving water. Within minutes, quiet streets were transformed into muddy rivers surging through towns and villages. The province of Tarragona has seen particularly intense flooding, with entire neighborhoods cut off by high water. Vehicles were swept aside and submerged, forcing emergency crews to carry out complex rescue operations. Authorities temporarily closed numerous major roads, including stretches of the AP7 coastal highway in both directions. Rail transport also suffered, as several train services along the Mediterranean corridor were suspended due to water on the tracks.
Check. Hola.
Air travel disruptions were reported in the Balearic Islands, where Ibiza Airport experienced flooding that temporarily shut down runways. Power outages and communication failures added to the sense of disruption, particularly in small coastal communities. In Murcia, heavy rain inundated low-lying districts, turning intersections into pools of water and mud. Floodwaters carried debris, stones, and uprooted vegetation across city streets and rural roads. Drainage systems in dozens of municipalities were overwhelmed, unable to cope with such sustained rainfall. Civil protection authorities urged residents to remain indoors and avoid unnecessary travel. In flood-prone neighborhoods, local governments ordered precautionary evacuations for vulnerable populations. Temporary shelters were quickly established in schools, gymnasiums, and community centers to house those displaced. Many residents were forced to retreat to upper floors as the ground levels of their homes filled with water. Meteorologists recorded rainfall totals between 100 and 200 millimeters in just a short span of time.
Una animalada.
At certain intervals, the rain fell at rates exceeding 60 millimeters per hour, making flooding unavoidable.
No, mira los coches, ¿eh?
Experts classified the storm as a Dana, a high-altitude depression that often brings sudden and concentrated rainfall. Such systems, though familiar to Spain, have become increasingly unpredictable and destructive in recent years. These weather patterns are notorious for causing localized disasters in the Mediterranean basin. The floods disrupted not only transportation but also tourism, one of the country's vital economic sectors. Visitors found themselves stranded in hotels and airports as roads became impassable.
Retroceden. Mira, están saliendo como pueden,
Authorities in Catalonia warned residents near the Ebro Delta to remain on alert for potential surges of water. Meteorologists caution that while rainfall may ease temporarily, unstable conditions are expected to persist.
No baixa molt d'aigua.
AEMET forecasts indicate that more rain could hit the same regions within days, worsening the situation. From Valencia to Tarragona, coastal zones remained under close observation due to elevated flood risks. Flooded roads and washed-out bridges hindered emergency response efforts, especially in isolated rural communities.
No, que van tots en línia,
Rescue teams reported finding numerous vehicles abandoned midstream after drivers were forced to escape on foot. Local governments have mobilized heavy machinery to clear mud, debris, and standing water from public areas.
como no salgan. Si no, pero si no salen se quedan para abajo.
Rescue divers have been sent to inspect submerged tunnels, parking lots, and underpasses. Several apartment buildings and businesses suffered significant water infiltration on their lower levels. municipal workers and firefighters labored overnight to pump water from basements and streets. Both residential and commercial districts have been affected, amplifying the economic consequences of the disaster. The cost of repairing damaged roads, drainage systems, and public infrastructure is expected to be substantial. Civil protection agencies continue to coordinate efforts with regional and national authorities. This collaboration is crucial to ensure timely delivery of aid and rapid restoration of essential services.